gonna be in here. I'll be a little bit of everywhere.
Kunwu. In the dark corner comes a hoodie hoo. Shouting out for the Kunwu. Cruising down the boulevard, feeling my flex, feeling all hard. Got my compadre at my side, always down to ride. My constant companion heading out to the dark side. You look like a clown, you act like a tool. What you looking at, fool? Keep that shit up and you'll meet my Kunwu. My compadre, my good friend. Once he hits you in the gut, your ass is gonna fold, your back is gonna bend. Down on the ground, crying for your mommy. You ain't talking all hard, now are you dummy? Damn, wow, that got violent real quick. Sorry about that, I kinda sounded like a dick. Of course it's not true that every knife collecting dude has some kill crazy fantasy. We just want a good tool to use. We are looking for anarchy. But yeah, you'll kinda feel like a badass, not gonna lie. The compadre has a vicious looking blade shape that's kinda hard to deny. But it's just a pocket tool made to cut. Once you have it, you know why. That sweet slicey blade and that high performance Van Axe steel are the major factors of this knife's appeal. Are the major factors.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jim, and today we're going to be talking about a really badass knife. This is the Kunwu Compadre, which is the smaller version of the original Padre, which has been wildly popular in the knife collecting community. Now, I suppose we should probably start off with the packaging. This is the box that it will arrive in. Nice magnetic lipped box. Inside will be this canvas bag. You get your COA and warranty card, and then a couple of cool stickers. And inside the closed cell foam, I don't know why I said it that way, closed cell foam cutout, you'll have your knife safely packed away inside. Let's get all this back together. And here we go, the main event. This is a rather strange situation. About 2 weeks before I received this, I had done a trade with someone in order to get a full-size regular Padre, because I had heard so much about them, and I've actually heard a lot of very positive things about Kunwu in general. I've just never owned one. So I was selling something, and someone was interested in it, and they were like, oh, hey, do you want to trade anything? And what they ended up having for trade was a Padre. I'm like, you know what? I'm not really interested in trading, but you've got something that I've been wanting to get my hands on for a while, so let's do it. And I got it. It was the all stonewashed version. I'll throw a couple of pictures up here on the screen. And the unfortunate thing is I recorded a full, in-depth 20-minute review on that knife, and it accidentally got deleted. But I didn't realize that until the point I had sold it and already packed it up and shipped it off. Now, the reason why I sold it, and the only negative that I had on that knife, was the detent on that particular one was set far too tight for a thumb window flicker, which is what these are. You have a blade window cut out, and you can either thumb flick it or reverse flick it with the middle finger, however you prefer to flick. And for a flipper, it would have been a fantastic, sharp, hard detent. But for this type of knife, I didn't want it to be that hard to deploy. So I knew it was only my example and not a symptom of an issue that was widespread within the brand. So I decided, okay, I'm going to let that one go. And when I found someone who was interested in it, I let them know, hey, this has got a very, very strong detent. Be aware of that, because I don't want to just sell something to somebody and then they go, oh my God, this thing is awful. So they knew what they were getting into. And even they commented when they got it, like, oh my God, when you said it was a tight detent, I had no idea. It was crazy. So I will say this, I was a bit worried during the week that I was waiting for this to arrive, because I was afraid that maybe this was something that they did intentionally with these knives. Good thing that is not the case. This one, while it has a substantial detent, it's not weak in any way. It does exactly what you would want it to do. And I can actually front flip this one rather nicely, which is not usually the case. I can't normally thumb flip, I should say, a knife very easily. In this one, I have no problems whatsoever. Now, I know some people had an issue with how large the original Padre was. I didn't have an issue with that. As a matter of fact, I kind of liked it for that because of how mean and aggressive this blade shape is. I liked it being very large. It was really cool. Now, it was a big knife. Overall, that was over 8 inches. So it was a big-ass knife. This one's not that way. The Compadre is absolutely a smaller version of the Padre in every conceivable way. So let me go ahead and wipe off the blade very quickly because this is a DLC blade, so it will pick up fingerprints very easily. Do keep that in mind. Anything that you buy that's a true DLC. And you've heard me make that statement before, true DLC, over the years. Because this is not a black oxide PVD. This is a true, real DLC. DLC being applied through the PVD process, but it is the true DLC coating, which means the coating on this blade has a higher degree of scratch resistance than the steel that it's coating. And it's only a couple of microns thick, whereas black oxide DLC is very, very thick coating. Not quite as thick as Cerakote, but it's approaching that. And this is very difficult to scratch, but it's very easy to smudge and fingerprint. The other way to tell that you've got a true DLC coating is this right here. You notice how you can see the finish of the steel through the coating? You could tell that that is a belt satin finish, right? A black oxide PVD, which, forgive me, I don't really think... Oh, you know what? I do have one. Hold on one second. I'll come back with one just to show you the difference. Okay, here you see that it has a very uniform, almost paint-like, almost chalky-like finish, right? You cannot see the finish of the steel mirrored through the coating. The coating is thick and substantial, unlike this, where you can actually see the finish of the steel. If this were mirror polished underneath there, this would be a mirror polished black. If, it's satin, you're going to see the satin striations through it. So that's how you know, yes, I have a true, real diamond-like carbon coating. Now, I always kind of have to specify that when I'm talking about DLC, just so people stop furthering the misconceptions of what DLC really is. Okay, this is the reverse tux color option. So what you've got is basically black and white. Black of the DLC and white, which is really the gray of the bead blasted titanium. Now, unlike their stonewash version, or their all gray version, like what my full-size Padre was, this is not stonewashed. It is just bead blasted. So it has that nice, beautiful matte gray finish, but it doesn't have any of the scratch patterns from stonewashing it afterwards. I love how this knife feels in the hand. Even though it is considerably smaller than the Padre, it doesn't feel too small. One of the things I really enjoy is this very organic shape to the handle and to the entire knife overall. It's a wonderful arch that feels like it's truly made for the human hand. I really dig that. Let's talk specs for a moment here, and let's get that out of the way. What you're looking at is an overall length of 7.09 inches versus the 8.03 of the Padre. Blade length is 2.95 inches, which is really, it's a small blade. It's a short blade, but it's very tall and broad, so it feels larger than it really is. The Padre was 3.34 inches. So yeah, you've got a half an inch, almost a half an inch difference there. It's considerable. Your cutting edge, once you eliminate the measurement of the forward finger choil, is 2.75 inches. Your thickness from scale to clip is 496 thousandths of an inch. That is just a tick under a half an inch thick. Your blade stock thickness is 125 thou. And here's probably the most exciting part of this: the blade material. They are using Vanex Super Clean. Now, I've talked in great detail about Vanex in the past. I'm not going to go over it all over again, but what you're getting is essentially one of the perfect super steels for EDC knives. They hold their edge a nice long time. They're also pretty much impossible to ever rust or corrode, to the point where even the most corrosion-resistant stainless steels, you'll be advised to at least rinse and wipe off if they have gone into saltwater environments. This, you don't need to. You could drop this entire knife right now into the Mariana Trench, bring it back up, and do nothing. Your titanium physically cannot rust or corrode. The pivot collar, which is a type of Damascus, a type of titanium Damascus. You have a titanium pivot, titanium hardware all the way around, titanium backspacer, titanium pocket clip, and a Vanex steel blade. Your bearings inside around the pivot are ceramic, and your detent is ceramic. There is nothing on this knife that can rust or corrode. That means this is a lifelong knife. You can own this for the rest of your life. Use it however you wish. Abuse it however you wish. Carry it in your pocket out on the construction site or on the road crew and sweat your ass off into it. You're not going to hurt it. You'll pass it down to your kids. It will be essentially a brand new knife in that regard. Are you going to scratch it? Are you going to ruin it at some point? Yes. But are you going to rust and corrode it? No, you will not. And that is a wonderful thing. So how much do you pay for all of this? And that is the beauty of Kunwu. $299. Now, I believe their original full price was $349, if I'm reading correctly. But right now, they're $299. And that's in DLC. Folks, that is redonkulous. It feels just fantastic in the hand. You've got really, really good jimping on the spine of the blade. You've got a wonderful, unique blade shape that's got lots and lots of belly to it. Very slicey. It's got a very high flat grind with good bevel geometry, meaning it's not getting so crazy thick that as you're cutting things, it starts building up and getting too thick. It'll slice through everything. It is a wonderful blade. So it doesn't just look good, and it doesn't just look good and feel good ergonomically, but it's a really good performing blade as well, with a fantastic performing blade steel. Now, as I have been advised by some of my knife reviewing friends who have had extensive experience with Kunwu knives, their heat treat is as good as they claim it is. Their claim on this is 60 to 62 HRC on the Rockwell scale. And as I have been told, Kunwu is some of the best of the Far East companies doing heat treat. Because there have been issues in the recent past with a few Chinese brands that their heat treat was not as good as they had claimed it was. Independent testing has resulted in exposing quite a few of them. Now, that being said, independent testing has also exposed some U.S. production companies and custom knife makers as well. So, this is not an issue that has arisen only from the Far East. I want to be very clear about that. So, in my opinion, and you guys know I never tell you, I think I've told you like 2 or 3 times in the past 12 years to go out and buy something. I'm not the kind of person that goes, go out and buy this. But here I will say, go out and get one. Do what you have to do. If you can't find one new, trade or buy into one on the secondary market. This is a friggin' fantastic knife. I am absolutely massively in love, and this is going to be part of my standard regular EDC carry, which that means every now and then it's going to bump out one of my knives that I make out of my pocket to put this in. That's how much I like it, and I don't say that shit very lightly. I dig it a hell of a lot. Now, you guys also know that my main career before becoming a knife maker and knife designer was being the watch guy on TV, and then designing hundreds of watches, and even owning my own watch brand, offering my own watches. Kunwu has recently released their own watch, which has a Damascus bezel. Go check it out. Go look at their Instagram. Your jaw is going to drop. And I'll be honest with you, that was one of the biggest reasons I reached out to them, because there are not really a lot of people out there that have had a career in watchmaking and in knife making that also have done reviews on both that are out here on YouTube. I'm one of them. So I am very much hoping to get my hands on one of the watches before they sell out, so that I have the matching knife and the watch in my collection. We'll see if I luck out like that. Because you know what? In this economy, it ain't easy just to run out and buy shit over and over and over and over like that. These are premium price products in some ways. That watch I know is a premium price watch. From what it looks like, it seems to be worth it. Anyway, I'm going to scoot on out of here from this. I've got a couple more exciting items to review. Please do check out my other channels. Their links are in the description down below. I have my watch review channel. I have my alternate EDC channel, which is knives and flashlights and guns and gun accessories and knife accessories and all kinds of EDC accessories all mashed up into one, because I didn't want to start getting massive strikes like a lot of gun tubers do here on my main knife channel. It's been ongoing for so long, I don't want to lose it. So I figured if I want to do stuff like those, I really need to have an alternate channel. So that channel is listed down there below. There's also a short form review channel of my knife and light reviews called Jim's Quick Cuts. So if you don't have a full 10 to 20 minutes to watch a fully detailed review, you got stuff to do, man. You've got an exciting go-getter kind of lifestyle. Those reviews are all under 10 minutes. They're usually around 5 to 7 minutes long. You can go check those out as well. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys for watching as always, and I'll see you on the next video.